in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you be in the loop. I let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime, and in between time, I'll give some shots out to the early birds. Starting with dun, dun, dun. Chris, what's up? What's up, Dominique? Yeah, yeah. All right, fam, I'm finna get into it. So check this out. NBA YoungBoy's mother, NBA's YoungBoy's mother, took a picture with a fan. Sounds innocent enough, right? Took a picture with the fan, and everything was good. She took a picture with a fan, everything was good. Until the fan goes and posts on TikTok, posing the question, do y'all think I should have snatched her chain? NBA's YoungBoy's mother had a bunch of chains on. And she said, you know, the fan who asked to take a picture with her asked her people on TikTok, should she have snatched the chain? So NBA YoungBoy's mother got back at her on Instagram. Got back at her, I think, on social media, and the mother was like, "This is why I don't take pictures. Look at this. What does she call a dirty dirt diver?" The mama said, "Look at this dirty dirt diver." She said that essentially the mother said that if she would have tried me, I would have beat her ass. I've seen those types out there. I've seen the types that try to dap you up and then try to rob you. I've seen the types that try to take a picture so they can get close enough, you know, to snatch a chain, or what they'll do is they'll try to take a picture with you, get close enough so that people can get a little close and you get comfortable. And then the people get up on you close enough and people snatch the chain. See what I'm saying? So they rock you to sleep by asking for a picture. Next thing you know, one of their buddies ran off with your chain. The youngsters, I don't know why. I don't know what it is that's got them. You know, what makes them think that always it's got to be about robbing somebody, taking what somebody else got. You know, that quick little lick thing, like always looking for a quick lick, easy lick, and also targeting their own people. That's the trip part. Constantly targeting their own kind. I was at a high school basketball game, and I inadvertently pulled out a stack of money. I wasn't really thinking at the time, so I just had a bunch of money in my pocket. I typically don't walk around with stacks of money, but at that time I had a stack of money, and I pulled it out to pay the lady. And I had to pull out, I pulled out a 50 to pay the lady. And when I look around, I see this youngster looking at me dead in the eye, like checking. He watching, like looking me up, like he's sizing me up, and he thinking about it. So I put my money up, and I stared at him. I just stared him real hard, let him know I know what you're thinking, and it ain't gonna go down like you think it's gonna go down. It ain't gonna turn out like you think it's gonna turn out. I was gonna down his ass, fam. I don't like nobody thinking I'm a easy lick. I don't like that. So I was gonna give him everything he was looking for. Him and his buddies. Yeah. No respect whatsoever. Why are you taking a picture? Boy, being a hater and a fan at the same time has to be exhausting. Or are you just an opportunist? You really ain't a fan. You just an opportunist. Oh, she famous. I don't really rock with her. I don't really know her like that. But let me take a picture with her because she famous. The woman gracious enough to take a picture with her. And instead of her being thankful, instead of her being grateful, she runs to social media, posts the picture, and asked her followers, do y'all think I should have robbed her? Should I have snatched her chain? If y'all out there snatching chains, fam, do y'all understand the value of chains in the first place? If you think about what you get out of it, the moment somebody buy a chain and bust a chain down, it's worth pennies on the dollar already. So it looks good, but it's worth pennies on the dollar. And, when you take that chain, especially it depends on who it is, you put a target on your back now. And it's going to be hard to get off that chain without anybody knowing. You could break it up and all that, and then you really ain't going to get nothing but a few pennies. So you got to ask yourself, is this chain, is this jewelry worth me putting my life on the line and putting my freedom on the line? Because you better think about what's the worst thing that could happen if you go out there running out there trying to take somebody's stuff. You better not just think about what you're going to get out of it in terms of something monetary. You better think about what you're going to get out of it in terms of conflict and something physical happening to you. Something happening where your health gets altered. Yeah, you better be thinking like that. Yeah, yeah. Is that it's to what? I'm gonna tell you something, fam. The only thing gonna turn this generation around is this generation. Because they don't listen to nobody else, and they're not really trying to impress anybody else. They're trying to impress each other, and that's who they listen to. The kids in this generation gonna have to grow some balls. Gonna have to have some courage to stand out and tell these kids that they act like they care about, who they act like they're real friends of, yo, man, that ain't it. Oh, we ain't on that type of time. Yeah, I know that we used to be on that type of time, but that's goofy now. That's goofy shit, man. We got to evolve. We got to grow. Everybody on that type of time, we need to be on a different time because we different. You know how everybody always trying to act like they're unique? Everybody always talk about how unique they are, but they do the same thing everybody else do. They dress the same, they talk the same, they dance exactly the same. Uh, you know, everything that they do just like everybody else do, and then they say they different. It's gonna take this generation to turn this generation around. The kids, the youngsters, y'all peers, y'all gonna have to grow a path. You're gonna have to grow a path. And you're gonna have to say, you know what, man, I'm not doing that, and I don't give a damn if I'm the only one that's moving the way I'm moving. I'm gonna move by. If I gotta move by myself, I'll move by myself. But I'm not moving with these knuckleheads because they're going nowhere fast. These are crash dummies, and I don't want to be in the car when the accident occurs. That's the mentality youngsters got to have, because you're not gonna make it otherwise. You keep on thinking that you can't have a friend who don't sell dope. Keep on thinking that, well, everybody crashing out, everybody stealing, everybody wave flashing guns, so I got to do it to fit in. You keep on trying to fit in, you're going to mess around and fit out, all the way out, because you're going to be laying in a casket, or you're going to be in jail for a gang of years, and then you're going to finally hear it, because you ain't going to have no choice but to hear it then. You ain't going to have no choice but to accept the truth then. If I was moving right now as a youngster, man, I pretty much was a leader anyway. By the time I got in high school, I ain't gonna lie, middle school, I was pretty much a follower, you know, I was a follower. But by the time I got in middle school, I became a leader. I started coming into my own. And I realized, man, all that silly stuff that I was doing to impress my homeboys, it wasn't worth it. You know, I started thinking to myself, it wasn't even about how other people looked at me. It was about how I looked at me. I was like, that's a fool. I'm a real fool. I'm doing stuff to impress them. I'm the one getting kicked out of school. I'm the one getting sent to detention. I'm the one going to jail, trying to live up to these fools' expectations. And I'm out here really just doing a lot of stuff for their entertainment. That's when I started moving for me. They really don't have that self-esteem that they try to act like they have. They don't. Because leaders don't behave that way. Followers do. Followers do goofy shit. Followers follow the trend. They do everything everybody else do. They do what the masses do. That's why if you take the M off of masses, what do you get? A bunch of asses. That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all joining live. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. No more talk.